So in addition to the customized scans that I've been showing you how to do for these past few weeks, Stock Charts also has some really dope predefined scans that you can use using technical analysis to help you with your trading and investing as well. So today I want to show you two examples. Tomorrow I'll show you two more of how to look at candlestick patterns to be able, specifically bullish candlestick patterns, to be able to help you read charts a little bit better and to be able to identify some of the like little patterns and things like that to help get you a little bit more better at mastering the being able to read stock charts. So we'll go ahead and jump into this first one. This one is called the bullish engulfing pattern. The whole idea behind this is, if you imagine the black, this is a two candlestick pattern. If you imagine the left side, the black candlestick, to be red in stock charts, and you imagine the right side to be black, this is essentially showing you that the downtrend is bottoming out and it's getting ready to reverse into an uptrend. So what you're seeing here is the right here is the opening price. This is the closing price for the day. And this is the opening price for the next day, and you're seeing that it is actually closing higher than the previous day, right? And so this is a great indicator. You definitely want to look at your other indicators, but this is a good signal that you're heading towards an uptrend. So let's go ahead and look at this on stock charts. So we're going to go to our scan, open up a new scan. From the type, we got to have that the same. We're going to add our criteria to kind of narrow our list down, right? So I'm gonna make sure that the closing price is within reason for what we're trying to do, and we'll do 200 today. And like I said, this is a predefined scan, so all you have to do is type in bullish engulfing, and you'll see that it's a candlestick pattern. So then when you run this scan, you'll see 27 results. That's reasonable. And let's look at this first one, amplify. And if we zoom in here, I want to remind you by showing you the example what it's supposed to look like. So the previous day is red, and then the next day is going to be green above or black above the red. So if we look here, this previous day was red, and this next day is black, well above the red. So this is letting you know that this is possibly heading for a reversal from a downtrend to an uptrend, right? And so you definitely want to use your other indicators to help confirm that, and watch it for your other signals to let you know when to buy, when to come into this particular stock. Let's look at another example. We'll look at Big Five Sporting Goods. And this one is not as dramatic, but if you look closely, you can see the same process. So the previous day was red. It was closed at a lower price than it opened, but the next day closed at a much higher price than the entire day of the previous trading activity day. So that's one example. So this is one that's going to help you be able to read charts better if you're someone that's just getting into technical analysis. All of these different patterns, they do have specific names. For example, this one here is called the hammer, but we don't need to get into all of that today, but I do want to show you one more example of a bullish candlestick pattern. So I'm going to close this out. I showed you this one, and I want to show you another one. So this one is called the piercing line. And essentially, this is also coming from a downtrend. It's another way to see, just like the bullish engulfing pattern. This one is coming from, it's an indicator showing you that a downtrend may be ending and heading towards an uptrend, right? And so what this is showing you is that if this is the opening price, the closing price is much lower. And the next day of trading, the opening price started even lower than the close, but it throughout the day, the activity increased such that the closing price was over halfway above where the close was the previous day, showing you a substantial gain in buys, right? There's a lot more buyers that are really pushing the price up. And so that's an indicator that this may be heading towards a an uptrend, right? And so let's look at an example of this in real time. So we're going to go back to our technical scan workbench, and we're going to change this last criteria from a bullish engulfing pattern to piercing line. So if I just type in PI, it's the first thing that pops up. I'm going to run this, and we have one example, right? So that tells you how frequent this is. So we'll go ahead and open this example up, and you can see it right here. So if I zoom in, I want to show you what it's supposed to look like, right? It's supposed to show red and then a substantial black gain in the black. So let's see, we see red here, right? And it opened at a lower price, and look, it went up at least halfway, right? So that's it's not it's not like a silver bullet, but it is a good indicator that this stock may be gaining. I mean, if you look here in previous, it's not always the case, right? So if we look here, this was the same situation, except it went up a little bit higher. So definitely don't use this alone. Use this with other indicators to help. But this is what you want to do if you're trying to get a deeper grasp of how to read charts, right? So I hope this is helpful. We're going to do 2 more tomorrow, specifically on bullish candlestick patterns, and then we're going to look at some more candlestick patterns. But that's all for today. Take care, everyone.